it's hard for me to pull for an Alabama guy. I have to admit that, and I really get tired of hearing about all the advice that Nick Saban is giving him. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
All right, folks. He's not here to announce that he's coming out of retirement. We don't think. He's not here to announce that he's playing the Masters. We also don't think. But Peyton Manning is here in the drop zone to make a couple announcements. And we're going to prod him for a little bit of advice and hopefully a Masters pick. So, Peyton, thank you for being here.
You bet, Dylan. Thanks for having me, pal. Appreciate it.
Peyton, your former partner, Tiger Woods, we're kind of sitting on the edge of our seats here waiting for his announcement, whether he's going to play the Masters, not play the Masters. I was wondering if you just have any Tiger Woods stories for us or just any thoughts on Tiger as he kind of hits this stage of his career.
Yeah, going behind the ropes with Tiger in that match against Phil and Tom Brady, it's kind of made my golf matches with my buddies and a couple of member guests disappointing since then. It's been a major letdown when my friend Eric Black can't get up and down from some of the places that Tiger did. I'm like, what are you doing? Tiger gets up and down there all the time. And he's like, I haven't won that many majors. So maybe it wasn't the best thing, but I'm competitive. Tiger made me go to his house on the morning of that match. I had to go through his full body warm-up routine. I'm like, Tiger, I usually get there about 20 minutes before, hit some balls, maybe have a beer and go play. He's like, no, I want you here at 8 a.m. to work with my body masseuse. You got to get in the sauna. We're going to work out together. We're going to hit balls and putt. So he was in full grind mode. He wanted to beat Phil. And so I didn't want to let him down.
Yeah. Was it effective? How'd you feel when you got to the course that day?
I felt good. And all of a sudden we get there, there's a monsoon coming down in South Florida. It was like the worst, something about me in Florida in major events. I played the Super Bowl in the rain there, and I played this golf match in the rain. So all that warm up went to all for naught after the rain came down.
Peyton, I want to have us transition a little bit to golf advice.
God bless America.
We've had one person do golf advice with us. It was Xander Schauffele. And frankly, I think he set the bar pretty high, and you're going to have to try and clear that. But let's start with it. This one comes from Tony. He's a 14 handicap. Tony says that he agreed to play a legit $40 match with his buddy. Similar handicaps, but his buddy got upset when Tony didn't give him any putts. He said he wanted to make everything hit the bottom of the cup, but was Tony wrong? Is there a length inside the leather, 3 feet, 2 feet, 4 feet, that should definitely be given in a $40 match between buddies?
Tony, it all comes down to communication. When you're calling plays at the line of scrimmage, if you're not 100% clear on what this play is going to be, somebody misinterprets it, right? If your right guard is not blocking the same play, that's going to hurt the quarterback. So I'm putting that one on you, Tony. You got to get that ironed out before you hit your first shot on one. Hey, we're putting everything out today. Okay, that's the deal. You negotiate that, and then therefore there are no surprises. But the fact that your buddy kind of dropped that news on you probably on the first or second hole, I probably wouldn't, have that guy to my birthday dinner next year either.
There we go.
So both of you are probably in the wrong. Get it all ironed out on that first tee. Therefore, we don't have these type of disagreements.
Tony says he won 3 and 2, so I feel like it was effective for him. All right, the next one's from our friend Chris. He's a 21 handicap. He's British. I won't do the accent, but you can kind of hear it that way as I read it out. I'm going to the Tuesday practice round at the Masters this year with my dad. Our first time there. I'm so fired up, but I'm also nervous. This has been on his bucket list forever. I don't want to screw it up. Hoping you can help. Do you have any recommendations on favorite spots or where we should watch and how to tackle the day?
Chris, I went to my first Masters. It's almost been probably close to 20 years now. And I followed Arnold Palmer, and I thought that was pretty cool. It was in the rain, had an umbrella, and followed him for, like 14 holes. And so there's something cool about that, Chris. If you and your dad have a favorite golfer, obviously if Tiger plays, that's probably a no-brainer. But, pick one golfer that you want to follow and watch him all the way through. You get to see the different holes. You get to feel like you're kind of connected with that player's round. If he goes on to to contend on Sunday. You can kind of say you were there on that Tuesday practice round as he was kind of getting ready. So, maybe pick a player playing his practice round, follow him, and just enjoy that great father-son time. I was just with Eli and my brother and my dad on a little trip just the other day. There's nothing quite like it. So enjoy it, pal.
Who's got the best game in the Manning family, real quick?
I think Eli has the chance to get pretty low. I've kind of been disappointed. I kind of always said if I could just start playing in the fall after football, I'm going to go down to a scratch. It just hasn't happened. It's been a letdown for me. I think Eli actually has a chance. Eli's got, 4 kids. I mean, his weekend golf is shot too, but he does get to play a little more year round in the fall. I could see his handicap taking a big dip. So I don't think any of our golf games are really anything to write home about. I'll say that.
Okay. 2 more quick golf advices for you. This one, kind of going with the family theme. This is from Liz. She is an 11 handicap. It's kind of simple. She says, my dad and my brother are coming into town. We're going to play golf, but me and my brother are both in our 30s now. We don't get to see each other that often. I want it to be the best day ever, a very memorable day. How do you make the best golf day possible?
Well, I think you take, you and whoever wants to play, and whoever doesn't want to play, let them walk behind you or drive the cart and bring the beers, right? And bring the Sweetens Cove bourbon, right? I mean,
That's right. There you go. Tie it back in.
Everybody, nice cheesy plug there. The whole key is letting everybody be a part of it. I mean, I'm one of those guys that wants to get everybody involved. And what you don't want to say is, hey, we're going to play golf for the next 4 hours. You stay home. If one of your relatives doesn't want to play, just invite them, bring them along, right? As Thornton Mellon said in Back to School, we could always use more ice, right? So, let somebody be a part of it. Look, golf's a great getaway. I mean, I mentioned playing with my dad and brothers. I play with, my wife and kids. It's 3 to 4 hours where, put the phones down, enjoy the time together, enjoy the fellowship. I used to love playing with my teammates, playing for the Colts and the Broncos. There really is a bonding there that takes place, I think, on a golf course that can kind of help you in some other ways.
Did you have talented teammates, good golfers?
You never want to get them playing too good because that means they're playing too much. Usually your kicker and your punter are kind of the best, right? I mean, they keep a 9-iron in the locker, so, but there's kind of that fine line between, are you a better golfer or are you a better football player? Let's kind of keep the priorities in order. I think a lot of them have gotten a lot better post football.
Yeah, that's probably as it should be. All right. One more golf advice. I'm actually interested in what you have to say, because I think this is a tricky one. Let's see. This is from Mike. It says, my buddy is having his bachelor party in Jacksonville this year. Got a block of tee times at TPC Sawgrass. But here's the thing. I suck at golf. Breaking 100 is a laughable idea. Former baseball player, so I can make contact, but it goes in ridiculous directions. He's worried it's going to be the most expensive round he's ever played. Should I save the tee time money and use it to stock up the Airbnb with supplies and wait for everyone to get back? Or if I play, how should I approach the round?
That's a tough one, Mike, because that is not a easy golf course by any means. And I think if you broke 100, that would be really impressive based on the fact you don't really play golf. The baseball, hopefully that carries over. That's not going to help you on 17 at all. You'll probably lose all your golf balls on that one hole, but you got to go. I mean, It's a bachelor party, right? I mean, you're with your buddies. The groom is going to be playing golf. You don't want to be giving supplies for the Airbnb. That sounds miserable, right? I mean, go play. Look, if you hit one good shot, I mean, that's all that matters. I mean, if you knock it on the green on 17, the other 15 quadruple bogeys you made, nobody's going to remember, Mike. So yeah, absolutely go play. And one good shot, that's all we're shooting for.
I don't know, Dylan. I feel like he set the bar higher than Xander on golf advice.
That was some good advice right there. I think Mike's going to be happy to hear that.
I've got one Masters question. First off, best round you've ever shot at Augusta National. Ooh. Second off, who you got next week?
I went there in my 3rd year in the NFL as a guest, and I don't know what happened. I mean, I just kind of, I could not miss a fairway. And, I mean, I was hitting it exactly where my caddy was telling me to, which is so rare, right? I mean, it's like, the caddy tells you hit it here. Okay, I can't do that. But on this particular day, I did, right? And I shot 76. And
Ooh,
that was,
Wow.
from the up tees,
yeah.
right? Let's keep it in perspective. I'm not playing the same tees as Xander, Schauffele, or Tiger, or Justin Thomas. So, but yeah, that was a scorecard that I kept, and I kind of keep scorecards from different courses that I play. And so that was a long time ago. I was probably 25 years old. So that was a good one.
Who's going to win this week?
Look, if Tiger plays, I mean, everybody's going to be pulling for him. Tiger's my buddy. Kind of like Justin Thomas. I mean, I like those guys that it is high on their list, right? I mean, it's priority number one. I'm not saying, look, Tiger's proven that if you win one, it makes you want to win one more. But, these guys that haven't, quite gotten there at the Masters, I can just tell he's hungry. It's hard for me to pull for an Alabama guy. I have to admit that, and I really get tired of hearing about all the advice that Nick Saban is giving him. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Yeah, Justin Thomas is kind of my pick.
Let me jump into the Sweetens Cove stuff. We know that you are a part of the ownership team there. And what I don't know is why you're part of the ownership team of a super popular golf course. And what's your role that you're playing there? How's that been going for you?
Well, no, thanks for asking. Yeah, Andy Roddick and I go back just from being professional athletes at the same time. So Andy called me and said, "Hey, I want you to come over to South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, right near Chattanooga, and come play this golf course called Sweetens Cove with me." I had heard of Sweetens Cove. I spent a lot of time in the Chattanooga, East Tennessee area, but I hadn't played the course, and I played it with them, and I just got it. I mean, it just connected with me. It's a 9-hole course, a public golf course, very inexpensive to play. Got an old shed for the clubhouse. There's just something really cool and magical about it. And so Andy said, "Why don't you come in with us and let's buy this course and kind of be a part of something special." And then off of that, we noticed that people were coming from different places around the country, and everybody was bringing their own bottle of bourbon or whiskey and taking a shot before they hit their first tee shot. And it was kind of this organic tradition, and they were leaving the bottle for the group behind them. And off of that, we said, maybe we ought to try to start our own bourbon. So that's kind of how Sweetens Cove Bourbon got born. And here we are a couple of years later, launching a new product called Tennessee. It's a more affordable bottle, so more consumers can have a chance to taste it. It's a blend of Kentucky and Tennessee, two rivals, certainly a rivalry that I'm familiar with, either in Lexington or Knoxville back in my college football playing days. And we're trying to kind of have everybody get along, if you will, Dylan, and all play in the sandbox together. And Marianne Eves has great history with both Tennessee and Kentucky bourbon, so she's blended these two together, and we're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I've actually got my original bottle here, Peyton, but it's
empty. It's empty.
It's a little bit emptied out, so we're gonna have to get the new stuff. Are you excited about the cocktail making possibilities that come with the new bourbon? I understand that that's one of the appeals. This isn't just something you're going to drink on the rocks or straight up. Now you can make an old fashioned, you can make something else.
Yeah, that's certainly part of the magic behind it. With the $200 bottle of bourbon as the premium bottle costs, you're probably not mixing that into an old fashioned, but a $60 bottle, certainly more accessible. More people can enjoy it. Look, that's kind of what the golf course is about, right? It's open for everybody. It's a public course. It's accessible. And so we're trying to kind of match the bourbon with that, with this Tennessee launch, and making it more accessible and certainly better for kind of the cocktail mixing during this time, especially.
Now, I heard a rumor, Peyton, maybe it came from Andy Roddick, I don't know, but I heard that in your outreach, trying to get liquor stores to hold your bourbon, you have been cold calling liquor stores randomly saying, "Hey, it's Peyton Manning. Will you have us?" Is that true?
It actually is true. I've learned in this industry, you better hustle. And you better not just kind of sit back because it's pretty competitive. There's a lot of products out there. We're a small startup that kind of like the golf course, just sort of bidding and sort of building and spreading the word. And so it kind of backfired on me a little bit because I kind of always believed in you take the middle person out and just go right to the source, right? So I was calling these liquor store owners in Indianapolis where I used to play, and like nobody would call me back. And so I kind of waited the normal 3 days before you hope you should get some type of response from a text or a voicemail. And I got nothing back. And finally, I kind of reached out to another friend. I said, hey, why is Don from Indianapolis not calling me back? And he's like, he thinks it's a prank. He's like, there's no way Peyton Manning would be calling me. It's a total prank. I'm like, so it kind of backfired on me. Finally, I got the Don selling Sweetens Cove very well there in Indianapolis. So it all worked out in the end. Yeah, look, I mean, the story of the golf course is what I like, right? It's just it's hard to find. It's kind of a hidden treasure, but when you find it, it's worth the time. It's worth the travel to get there. And the bourbon kind of matches that. The two things about bourbon: A, it better taste good. Because of Marianne Eaves, it does taste good, according to a lot of people smarter than me in this industry. And it's got a good story with it, with the golf course. So that's kind of why I got involved with it.
Yeah. All right. We understand that you're interested in helping out some other little golf courses, making little improvements. Can you tell us about the Give a Little program?
Yeah. Thanks for asking about that. Off this Tennessee launch, $5 from every bottle is going to go toward our Give a Little campaign project. We're going to try to help out golf courses with those little things, right? Some new mats for the turf driving range, right? A new bench, cleaning up the parking lot where people are parking before golf. Just little projects that we dealt with a lot when we bought Sweetens Cove. We wanted to keep it cool and unique. Didn't want to change a lot about it. We added a bathroom. We thought that was pretty groundbreaking, just adding indoor plumbing to Sweetens Cove, but still kept it special. And same thing for all these golf courses. There's so many out there that need a little help. And so we're excited that part of the Tennessee launch, some money from the proceeds are going to go to helping out some of these golf courses in little ways.
Peyton, I need to know about your game versus Andy Roddick's game. Of the two like main celebrities attached to Sweetens, who wins those matches? Do you have Andy Roddick beaten, or does he have you beaten?
I think Andy probably has me right now, to tell you the truth.
Really?
And I'd say we're probably playing about the same. Both have young kids, and so my weekend golf is completely shot. I will go to 12 baseball and softball games this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So 0 golf on the weekends. And I know Andy's busy, but look, Andy's a super athlete. I think Andy has me right now. Something about that tennis forehand, he kind of can transfer that into his to his long iron game. I don't quite have that, but I like playing, and Andy's been a great partner in this project.
All right, Peyton Manning, thanks so much.
Thanks, Peyton.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for having me.